live in the dungeon. This is the Dream Warrior Review. I'm Kurt Thomas.
I'm Miq Strawn.
And this is a nicely rounded episode 40. Well, this was a book. And actually, I want to read the book now.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
Okay. So we're talking about this.
Well, let me
so are we
say
going to talk
something
about this?
About Alex
Are we talking about this? I want to know if we're going to talk about this.
Alex Garland?
Who's Alex Garland? The guy who wrote the book?
The director.
Oh, the director.
So, do you recognize the name?
No, I don't.
I loved his previous directorial.
Which was?
Ex Machina.
That makes so much sense.
We've talked about this before.
Yes.
And I loved Ex Machina because it was like a cross between Frankenstein and Blade Runner. That's kind of the best way I can describe it.
Yeah, okay.
And it was very psychological, and you had to. It was just all about like what the hell's going on and what could happen if this really. happened.
I saw it. I wanted to kill myself.
I really liked it.
I wanted to kill myself. So
this one reminded me. Well, we'll get to that later.
Okay.
So let me tell you.
Right.
A biologist signs up for a dangerous secret expedition where laws of nature don't apply.
Yes, that's right.
It's just to find out what happened to her husband.
One of the laws of nature applied. I had to piss twice when we were in that movie.
Well, see, I had to pee, but I was actually enjoying this, so I didn't get up and pee.
Yeah, you know what? I couldn't figure out really whether I enjoyed it or not. There were some things that I annoyed, but there were some that I enjoyed, and there were some things that just annoyed me so much. They were like...
Well, let's start with the annoying things.
The annoying things? I'll take number one. Number one is the color palette. Once we got into this area.
Like rainbow? It was a prism.
Yeah, but but you know, the thing is sometimes... And we've mentioned this before. Sometimes
it's very pastel, yeah, I guess.
Yeah, sometimes there are things that are mentioned in the script that I can say they must have been. So we have these trees, and they're swamp, trees from the swamp. It's Louisiana look, but we're gonna have these beautiful like flowers that are everywhere, and they're all kinds of different flowers, and some of them are in colors that are ethereal and stuff. And you know what? That may have looked really good on the script. It may have sounded amazing in a production meeting, but when they looked at it, at some point, wouldn't you go, nah, we need to mute these colors a little bit because this is a little bit much.
Right, yeah. Well, I noticed the...
You know what? Honestly, I'm not kidding here. Honestly, at some point, there was this one wall, this one tree that looked like it had been attacked by tribbles.
Oh, I think I know what you're talking about.
And then that's all I could think of was
But
tribbles.
that was like moss or something, wasn't it?
It was
mutating moss.
Yeah, mutating moss. I know. I
guess I wasn't upset. I wasn't really paying attention to the flowers that much. I was paying more attention to the weird lighting in every scene. There was like some weird.
Yeah, and you know what? I kind of dug the lighting.
I kind of liked it too.
But the fact that there was I
think the whole thing was pretty actually, except for the scenes with the creatures.
I kind of did dig the deer. With the
with the flower
antler things, the ones that are on the preview.
Yeah,
that was kind of cool.
What'd you think of the bear thing?
Yeah, didn't I
thought it looked kind of cool, but the noise.
We saw it too much.
I did like what the bear did.
What did he do? Oh yeah,
ripping the. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, just like ripping it.
Oh man,
that was pretty cool.
That was actually pretty cool. But
and that was good gore.
But you know, the thing is we just saw way too much of that bear.
Yeah.
I mean, with him sniffing around everybody.
The first time we saw the bear was cool.
Yeah, the first time was cool. Don't get me wrong.
And it was gone.
Yeah, because that's what you do with the monster.
Yeah.
You know, you don't take the monster out and
they're trying to be like Alien with the jaw. Close up.
Yeah, no. But
you can't see what I'm doing with my hands, but if you're listening to this, but I'm. But anyway, I think I'm.
I mean, I think that you could. we got away with it when we were looking at the other creature, the alligator.
Yes.
Right. That was okay.
The alligator was pretty cool.
But later looking at the bear was too much.
Actually, I like how the alligator appeared, where the girl just kind of disappeared.
Yeah. No,
that was good.
That was good. Yeah.
So I actually kept thinking of a certain movie, which is one reason why I really like this movie, actually.
Mm-hmm.
2001, Space Odyssey.
I kept thinking...
It was exactly like that. It was like she was going through a journey just like the guy in 2001.
I kept thinking to myself...
And at the end where it got all weird and funky.
Right.
I was thinking of 2001.
You know what? Honestly, I thought it was a cross between 2001 and Apocalypse Now.
I could see that.
Yeah.
But with females.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, it was all female cast pretty much.
It was
actually was. It was all female.
It was. What,
well,
were you having trouble counting to 5?
There were a couple guys in there, like the guy that was asking her questions.
Right. Yeah.
In the suit and everything.
Right.
So what'd you think of Natalie Portman? She's not the best actress, and she does these movies that I don't know. It's like she was in Star Wars, and I can't think of other movies she was in because she's kind of a boring actress to me.
I think that she also has kind of a boring face to me. I mean, she just doesn't have anything that stands out to me. I'm not a fan. I really don't care that much. Yeah. But it was really kind of in the end kind of got interesting then it got a little bit too surreal, but the way it tied up was good.
See, I guess I liked how I don't know. I like visuals like that. That's why I like Ex Machina, where they had like the girl that was kind of not attached to anything. It was very pretty, and
right.
I kind of like that about this. It was very surreal, and things were moving everywhere.
Yeah,
which I kind of like.
Well, yeah, it definitely got
messes with your head a little bit, especially. I did think it got a little corny at the end, where the mirroring thing was going on. It kind of went on a little bit too long.
Yeah, you got to admit that did go on a bit. Yeah,
I just thought it went on too long.
Yeah, it did.
But I haven't read the book, so it's hard for me to judge whether it followed the book or not, or if it was...
Well, you know what I liked about it, and probably this had to do with the fact that it followed a book, is it did have, although it had all these surreal elements to it as it was going along, they helped tie the whole thing together and have an ending. Which is great.
Yeah, it had an ending, yeah.
Yeah, and it had a very definite ending, and it was very satisfying. I was totally for it.
So what'd you think of, like, what I liked is that there were actually some jump scares in this, which is weird.
Yeah, there was.
Because it's like a sci-fi movie.
Is this a sci-fi or is this a horror film? Because there were a couple of elements of a horror film in there.
And I thought the acting was good. I think she was the main character, which is, it's weird to say that the main character was probably the least interesting actress and the least, I don't know. I thought she was kind of boring the way she played it.
Yeah,
but
no,
it worked.
Oh yeah, no, she was, and especially there was something about the room where we have like the long interrogation as it goes on. It did not work at all.
Yeah, I had that.
That room didn't work.
At first, I had a problem with the wall behind her. I just was like, yeah.
It's like there wasn't anything in there. I mean, she didn't look like she was under a stress or duress, and the guy that was asking questions, because there was a certain element of
well, maybe she wasn't under stress because maybe she wasn't completely herself at the end. I don't know.
Yeah, because we don't know, do we?
I don't know. I mean, I don't even know what that means.
I mean, we don't know.
No,
we don't know.
But of course, if you went through all this, wouldn't you be a little shell-shocked probably? And somebody's talking to you, be like, I don't know. I don't know what the hell happened. I don't know. I would be like that.
Yeah.
I mean, if this weird thing, if all this stuff happened to me, I would be like, I don't know.
Yeah, no, I got it, but at the same time, I couldn't decide whether that was an interrogation or whether it was a debriefing.
It seemed more like a debriefing to me because they were trying to figure out what happened, and he was just in the suit because he was protecting himself.
And by the way, where did they find an actor that's head was actually bigger than the suit that he was in? I don't know how that worked. I mean, I kept thinking to myself, this guy, it's almost like the suit the hood that he had was actually cutting off parts of
like
his
a size
face.
too small.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah,
It was
it looked like
amazing. It looked like they stuffed him in there. I kept thinking to myself, because normally people's heads wobble in the.
Well, maybe they saved some budget by sharing the suit.
Yeah. Could have been shared with the smallest member of the cast.
Yeah, that was. I guess you're right. I didn't really think about that scene when I had a problem with the wall, and then I had a problem with the people just standing around. Like,
Yeah, that's what I mean. I mean, like I say, I couldn't tell if it was an interrogation or if it was a debriefing. It was wrong for all those things. I mean, why is everybody in the world back out there? I don't get that.
yeah, if it was a debriefing, it would just be a couple of people.
Yeah, and this was supposed to be military? Nah,
Right.
I didn't get
There'd
it.
be like a general behind the glass or something, or
Right, and
Yeah.
they had a certain faceless quality to them, and you go like, well, I don't know what this is. I don't know what it is.
I guess I can't really give you any solid reasons why I really liked it, other than it was like 2001, and I like this kind of movies that make
have
you
to
kind
say,
of think about what the hell did I just see.
I totally was 2001. I was like with it.
Right.
I was there.
Yeah.
But and I have to say this. I have a little bit of a story. Do we want to wind this up and I'll tell a quick little story?
So I think in a nutshell, I liked it. The acting was pretty good.
Yeah.
I thought the script was good. I loved the lighting in every scene pretty much. I was like every time they went to a different scene, I was like trying to figure out why things looked weird.
Yeah, yeah.
So I mean, it was pretty. It was an overall pretty film, I think. And I thought I followed along the whole time. I didn't really lose interest until like maybe the end where there was a scene that went on too long.
Yeah, you know what? I got to tell you, I didn't love it as much as you did. I think in the middle it got it got as lost as our characters did. There were certain things that
I think it was supposed to get lost though.
It had a certain. The thing is I don't think that they could decide what the characteristics of this creature were because things just kind of kept getting thrown in, like we do moss and we do like thing and we're mixing this with that, and the people, it's like it was like the Shimmer,
right?
Kind of wasn't a winner
what
for
was
me.
the Shimmer?
So,
Yeah, Shimmer.
the Schwimmer.
The Schwimmer.
It
wasn't David
it was
Schwimmer.
David Schwimmer. So I'm gonna give it 3.5 David Schwimmers. Yeah.
See, I would be pretty generous. I'd say actually I'd probably give it 4.33.
4.33.
Yeah.
Well,
I wouldn't give it a 5, but I wouldn't give it a 4.5. So I'd say probably right in the middle between 4 and 4.25, 4.5. So 4.3, a little bit more towards the 0.5 than 0.25. So 4.33.
Okay. Cue the Miq.
Yes.
The Miq storyline. Okay, Miq story, Strawn. Cue that right here.
Story time. Story time. It's story time with Miq. 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 Story time with Miq.
Okay. So, my sister and I.
That was weird. Where did that music come from?
Yeah, I have no idea.
Oh, okay.
Just kind of out of the blue. Every time I snap my fingers, boop, I get that. So my sister was a production designer also, and we worked together on and off over the years. And the look of this film being kind of had that Louisiana swamp feel and stuff. It kind of reminded me of a story. My sister recently, in fact, it was actually, she shot a film in Lake Charles.
Ah, okay.
And literally left that area a week before the big storm.
Wow.
Katrina.
Yeah.
And so while she was there, they were shooting. I can't remember. I wish I could remember the name of the film. I'm going to insert the name of the film here.
Little Chenier.
Anyway.
Whoa, where'd that voice come from?
Yeah, this mystery.
Who was that?
So, she goes over there to production design, and she's in in that, she's getting that kind of swampy feeling, that look with the moss and all the rest of that. And there's a house that she's working on that's kind of out in the middle of nowhere. Now, if you work in art department, you spend a lot of time out looking at things and going to, like, you know, like if you're going to be in a swampy area, you're going to spend a lot of time in the swamp, you know, out looking for houses and stuff like that. So she had gone to a location that they were thinking of, and it was this house that was right on the edge of the swamp. And she had a rental car that she wasn't familiar with, and she drove up, she parked the car, and I think that she was literally measuring this place for curtains on the inside. Okay. She then goes back out to her car, and she's in her car. She climbs in the car because she thinks that she left her tape measure on the seat next to her, but that doesn't wind up being the case. She sees it all the way in the back of the car, because it was like this little station, or not, it wasn't a station wagon thing. It was just kind of like a little hatchback. And so you have to understand, my sister was a very small person and very lithe and so she sees the tape and she crawls between the two seats to reach back and grab the tape, and she can't get it. And she actually gets then in the back seat by climbing between the two seats. Well, it had been raining quite often out there at Lake Charles. And just at that moment, it happens to be that a tree falls down.
Oh my God.
Falls down over the front of the car and crushes it.
Wow.
So, I'm in LA.
Like over the hood or over the front, like where the front seat is?
Over the front seat.
Wow.
Right?
Okay.
Now, I'm in LA, and I get a phone call. And she goes, you're not going to believe this. She says, I need you to find the name of the film. She gave me the name of the film, which was
Little Chenier.
And
there was
that voice again, I'm telling you. So she says, yeah. See, I have this problem. I am locked in the back of a car. Because it completely crushed the front, and the tree was there, right? And she was in the back, but it was a brand new rent-a-car, and it had one of those little devices where you safety for your kids in the rear.
Oh.
And locked off of the rear of the car, and she couldn't get anywhere near the front because of the tree in between her and the switch, which had probably been crushed anyway. So she wanted me to look up the name of the production company, and I had to do that, and I did, and sent the emergency vehicles out to get her out of the car.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah, I thought it was pretty interesting. Yeah, Lake Charles. And the funny thing is, and then literally a week later, it was gone.
Yeah, because of a hurricane.
Because of a hurricane, yeah. It was all finished. And evidently she said that she went out not too long after Katrina, went back to visit, and she said that literally the house that the house was gone that had been there. The lake flooded out, and that was it.
That's something that would happen to me, probably.
Oh yeah, yeah. So she had a way about her. I remember her crew one time. There was an arch that was made out of adobe, like at a mission. And she just had this way of like getting a crew together that if I didn't work with her, she would wind up, she had just the worst tasting people on her crew. In general, I mean, she had a couple people that worked with her quite often that were good, but a lot of she didn't know how to pick a day player for the life of her, or the further downs, right? She had this pair of drivers slash set dressers that had to go to a location, and they drove a truck through an adobe arch. A historical monument.
Right, yeah.
A historical monument, adobe arch in California. And these two drove the truck through the arch and pulled the arch down, Yeah, there you go.
Wow.
Well, you know what? I really probably have nothing to say because I went to New Zealand and there was this thing called a tea tree. There was
tea tree,
tea tree, which I was told was just like a scrub.
Is that stuff that makes you like that you go into the beauty salon and
no,
it smells?
these were these Ponga trees. They were called Ponga trees, and they were they had these great. They were just like straight, just one straight stick, and they had a little fluff on top, right? And we did a lot of Hercules decorating with pongas that we had brought to us. Yeah, and I think that we probably massacred. I'm going to say a good couple thousand of these trees, and then we found out later on that they were protected.
Oh my god! Wow.
Yeah, I did not feel good about that at all. But I was trusting my my crew, my New Zealand crew members to And they all were like, it doesn't matter, it's protected, schmected. They were very funny about their own frickin' island, Who am I to say? Who am I to say, right?
No comment.
No.
I'm like, I'm not involved here.
Yeah. Okay. Good.
Just in case there's any authorities out there that are looking for the Ponga massacres.
Yeah. Where is he?
The Ponga killers.
Where's that guy? Okay. Are we done with this thing?
Thank you for joining us on the Dream Warrior Review. This is Kurt Thomas along with Strawn. We appreciate you listening to us, and please let your friends and family know about how awesome we are. You can hit us up at dreamwarriorreview@gmail.com, or you can find us on Twitter and Facebook at DW Review. We'll see you next time on the Dream Warrior Review.